Hi, Alex here from Rebeloper.com and welcome back to the second episode of our anti-Candy Crush source code documentation. So, in this one I will be setting up our images, sounds and font. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, if you don't know what anti-Candy Crush is, then you are in for a treat, because this is one of our most famous source codes that you can grab and put up your own version of it on the App Store. Now, where can you find it? Well, you just simply go to our site and there you have our products and a tribe. Now, the tribe is our membership site, and you can grab that like so, and you will have anti-Candy Crush inside, along a lot of awesome execution plans and other source codes that will make you a real app business. Okay, and finally you can just buy it as a standalone source code if you go to our products section of our site, and you can find that inside there. Now, we are going to talk about designs. Now, if you don't have designs for your anti-Candy Crush, then you can also get advantage of our other membership, and that is Pablo, a flat rate, unlimited designs for your app. And I already talked about this in the latest video, and that you will have a personal app designer only for you at your disposal, with as many app design requests as you want and as many turnovers as you want. No upcharging, just a flat rate for a monthly fee. Okay, now let us just dive into our documentation. Okay, let's take a look at our Xcode project here, and here we have our setup. Now we want to take a look at the images. Before that, let me just walk you through what we will be doing, because anti-Candy Crush, anti-Cookie Crunch version of anti-Candy Crush is already on the App Store, and let me show you that it is here, anti-Cookie Crunch, and it has been already released. So we are going to, let's say, update this source code, but I am going to show you how you can do it from day zero, from scratch, as it was a brand new version. Now, once that is done, I am just simply going to show you how you can update your existing code, and that is how anti-Cookie Crunch will be updated. If it doesn't really make sense, just follow along and you will understand. But for now, let us just go to our iTunes Connect and let us just log in here. I have a lot of client emails here, but this is mine. Let's go here and let's wait for the authentication. Okay, here it is. It is highly advised you set up this authentication, because, well, nobody else will get access to your iTunes Connect account. So let me just go back to mine account and let's see where do we stand in terms of anti-Cookie Crunch. So I have a lot of here anti-Cookie Crunch, and here it is ready for sale. Well, 1.0.0 is ready for sale. We are going to create and prepare 2.0.0, so you can leave this out. What I want to know now is our bundle identifier, and for this time it is com.rebeloper.anti-cookie-crunch. Now we want to create a new one, so we will use com.rebeloper.anti-cookie-crunch 2. And this is the logic that we will follow along with all of our IDs. So what you want to do is, once you create and open your project, then you just type in your new bundle identifier. So as you can see, it is waiting to repair and creating provisioning profile, and this creates the provisioning profile but it didn't already create the app ID. And you could also go into your developer portal under app IDs and double check if anti-cookie crunch 2 has been created or your bundle identifier, but it hasn't. And what to do is you can go to capabilities, turn off in-app purchases, and then turn it on again, and this will trigger Xcode to create your Xcode managed app ID in your developer portal. And that is it. Version should be, now this version is 11.0.3, but version number should be set to the version number that you will create inside iTunes Connect. So I will create it as version 2.0.0. Okay, because major changes have been made, and I will just leave the build number as it is, because then I can reflect back on which version of the source code I used for this reskin. Okay, hope that makes sense. That is all we need to do here. Now let's take a look at the images, and first up is our sprite atlas, because that is where you want to change things. And let us just right click on this and let's open it in Finder. As you can see, we have our croissant at 3x.png. Go ahead and open up in Photoshop and change all of these. Well, I would advise you to change, first of all, create the not highlighted version of these candies or whatever your elements will be, and then just add a rounded stroke of white around these, or maybe you could just hire us and you will have all of the assets inside your project right away. Okay, so go ahead and create your cupcake. Make sure you do not change the names and you save them inside this very folder. Okay, next up we have our sounds. We will talk about sounds later on. Now here we have our assets, and here we have our app icon, and my favorite app icon creator is this icon kit. Go ahead and take a look at it. On the App Store, it is a paid app, but it very well worth its money. What you need to understand is that you need to create the largest app icon first. So this is our iOS App Store icon, and let me just show this in Finder. So here it is, and this is the largest one, and it needs to be 1024 by 1024 pixels. So this will be, and one more important thing, it doesn't so it is not allowed to use alpha values. So no, it is a PNG file, but no alpha values are allowed. This is because the rounded corners are created by the iOS system automatically, so you need to create these squared icons. And of course, go ahead and take a look at the icon kit. This is not a sponsored shout out for icon kit, I just really love them. So once you are done with your app icon, go ahead and take a look at the gameplay. Here we have some buttons, countdown indicator, match circle. Well, match circles can or cannot be used inside. It is a setup, so you may use match circles when a match is met in the gameplay. These will be animated onto the cookies themselves, these free circles. But if you don't want to change them, you can eliminate them in the setup. Let me just show you just a little tip. Animate matched cookies down below here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me just make this. Okay, here it is. If you set it to false, then these images will not be used and the cookie will just pop up and disappear. Okay, Next up we have our score background, large, small, top panel. This is just basic stuff. You have the levels, a button lock level, the select levels line. This is the line where it goes all the way up to the highest levels, and this is just a segment of the level lines, because this image is used throughout, well, I believe 3 times in a row to make that whole level set of 36 levels available on the scene. So here we have our main menu buttons, mostly buttons, and of course we have our title, and here we have our title app, the base localization, and here we have our title app in Hungarian, that is title app _ HU. Okay, next up we have our settings, and here we have our buttons, our shared resources, our background, of course, bubble, button blue, game over, text brown. So go ahead and take a look at them. Title glow, a star. Oh, and here we have our share image. Now this is used when you share your score on Facebook, Twitter, you know, the basic share dialogue. Okay, and next up we have our shop here, and we have a box and no ads. The rest of the images are taken from the shared resources. Okay, now one thing that I would change right now is this title, and I will just take a look at the title app, the basic. We will talk about localization in a later video, so I will just show it in Finder, and I will just open this up in Photoshop. Okay, let's open it up with Photoshop and let's wait for it, and I will change the title because we want anti-cookie crunch, not anti-candy crunch, so that's different. So what we need now is a font, because this is not quite the font that I want, and we will use, I believe, let me just take a look at our fonts here. What do we have? Just a second, let it load. We will use a font called, and let me just see here. Yes, I believe we will use a bubblegum. Okay, so let us just type in here. Let me just make this a little bit larger. So anti. Okay, that is good for that. And next up is Cookie Crunch. Okay, now let's just move this, well, both of them to the center. Let's align them. Okay, and now let's add some colors. Let's just move this down and add some colors, color overlay. Let's choose this one. Okay, and maybe add it some stroke. It should be white. Too much of a stroke here. No, not color overlay. Let's move back. Okay, let's choose this color overlay. And the stroke, it should be white. Basic Photoshop stuff. It should be on the outside. Okay, 5 is okay. And I will leave it as is. Maybe let's just make this a little bigger in font size. So 72, maybe 80. Okay, good stuff. Next up, let's just copy this layer style. Not clear. Copy layer style. Okay, copy layer style, and let's add it to our anti-font here. Paste layer style. And what I will do is just change the color layer overlay. Okay, let's hit OK again, and this time let us just make this font even bigger, so 200 maybe, 300 is too much, 250, It looks okay. Let me just position this. Okay, and now let us just save this out. File and save as, and I will just replace the existing title app. Let's choose PNG and make sure you delete this automatically added copy, and let's save this. Let's replace and okay. Now what else do we have here? And as you can see, we have our anti-cookie crunch. Next up is to, let's say, add sounds or a music, background music. I will leave the tap sounds, the scrape sound, the drip sound as it is, and you should also, but go ahead, make your own choices. You can change them, make sure that the naming convention stays the same, but what I will do is change the background music. So now I will just show you a site where I get all of my royalty-free background music, and that is in copycat.com, and go ahead, select music, and there you can find a bunch of them. I have taken a look, and this rainbows looks, listen, well, it feels quite good. Really bouncy, I really like that, and I will just download it now. Okay, and let's just go to our background music file. So let's show it in Finder again, a lot of finders, but let's just drag and drop these rainbows. And what I would do is just simply copy out the title of our background music.mp3. Now move it to trash, and next up just rename this to background music, and it should have automatically updated in Xcode. So let's listen to it again. There you have it. We have our background music changed. Okay, next up is our font. So let's take a look at the fonts. Well, my favorite font site is FontScroll. Just search for it, and here we have it. Just go ahead and take a look. Make sure that you see these icons, that they are available as royalty-free fonts for iPhone and iPad, well, for mobile purposes. And you can just take a look at any of them. Now, what I want to find is our bubblegum font on my system, because I have already wanted to create this as bubblegum. So I just search now. Bubblegum, here it is. It's in our advent calendar. Let's open it up. Here it is. So bubblegum, and here we have our font. So let us open up Xcode, and for now let's delete this font. So move to trash, and now let us just simply drag and drop it inside our Xcode project. Make sure add to targets is selected, and let's finish. Okay, next up is when you want to copy all of this name with the extension and go to anti-Candy Crunch, your target, and info, and there you will find a fonts provided by application, which you just go like so. Under item 0, just simply replace it, bubblegum.ttf. Okay, and let me just make sure that it is inside appropriately. Here we have it where it is, fonts provided by application, bubblegum.ttf. Now, one last thing about fonts, you need to add them inside our setup. I believe here it is BD button default font name. Now you could add bubblegum, but that is not the case because we want to get the system name, and that is a different one. And now we can get it once we run our code. I believe we need to go inside the code here, and let's select our main menu, and inside here we should have Let me just scroll down in the did move to view. And we should have, let me just scale this and let us just build and run and see what the log. I believe I've already set this up. If not, we will set this up so you may easily get the font name. Let us just wait for it now. Here we go. And now I can see that we don't have any logs of our bubblegum. Okay, that's fair. Okay, now what you want to do is when you have a button, and that is, let's say, inside our did move to view, we have our play words button. Okay, play word 1 button, and now you can log available fonts with that. Okay, this should have been much easier, but here we go. Now you know from the documentation. Something went wrong. Let's build the run again. Maybe we need to close the simulator. Let's quit here. Okay, what you needed to do is delete the current project, well, the app from your simulator, and then just build and run again. It was a little bit of strange, but I have found a workaround, and now you simply need to go. Let's hit on great here, and we can simply select, here are our fonts, and let's just stop this music. And now we can type in bubble, and here we have our bubblegum, and let's just choose this after the 2 equal size. Okay, let's copy this out and finally add it to our setup BD button default font name, and let's just add that there, and we are ready with the font setup. Let us just build and run again, and let's see the changes. Let's see our font inside our app. There you go. That is simple as that. Okay, here we have our new anti-cookie crunch app title, and that is it for this episode. Let me just stop this crazy music, and as usual, if you are from YouTube, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. But if you are from inside our membership site, then go ahead and take a look at the resources, maybe download Anti-Candy Crunch. If you haven't already purchased Anti-Candy Crunch, you can do so on our rebeloper.com site if you just visit our products, or take a look at the Tribe, our flagship membership product. Okay, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed setting up our images, sounds, background music and font of Anti-Candy Crunch, and as usual, I will see you in the next one.